slips? What about all that money you made? Millions and millions. You only paid 15% taxes. That's less than a secretary pays in taxes. And Mitt Romney's just like, stop snitching, dog. What's wrong? For real, go on CNN if you don't believe me. Okay, and Dallas mentioned my heroin chic. I don't know if today I got the heroin chic, but no doubt I did at the time I took the picture for my book cover, okay? It was called Depression, but close enough. Now this next gentleman coming to the stage. Y'all ready for your headliner? And this mic stand needs some Viagra. Mike, are you going to use the mic stand?
No.
Okay, cool. Fuck it. This next gentleman coming to the stage. Y'all ready for the headliner?
It's you, Marcos. It's where you're putting your hand.
Man, hello. Well, okay. This next gentleman coming to the stage. He's been, all over the country pretty much, haven't you? He's been clubs all over, including Zanies. Now just for those of you who don't know a lot about the comedy world, okay, when Dave Chappelle comes through Chicago, he goes to Zanies. When I first met this guy, he's performing at Zanies. They had posters up for Chappelle next weekend, okay? This is the caliber of comic you got coming up. Please put your hands together for Mr. Mike Wiley!
Give it up! Give it up for him. Is this working? I can't tell. Yeah. Fix that.
Hey, all right. Thank you, Marcos. A little intro. It was good. Marcos mentioned performed at Zanies. He also mentioned while I was performing, they had posters hanging up of a better comedian. Here, welcome to Zanies. Here's a better guy who's going to be performing. You might want to come back for him instead. So yeah. Jeez. Someone's got a caffeine addiction? Huh? What the fuck happened? Alright, guys. I always hear stories about people who they'll go to parties, drink a little too much, and then their friends will fuck with them, you know? Like they'll draw on their face with Sharpies, or they'll take embarrassing pictures. That's never something I had to worry about, because all the people I hang out with are those really absurdly polite, friendly drunks. One time, I passed out at a party. I woke up completely dressed for work with a Pop-Tart in my hand. It's like, oh, you guys! Frosted strawberry. You know me. I'm actually, I will be moving to LA shortly. I'm at that crossroads in my career. And people I talk to, they say, you go to LA, Mike, you got to get yourself an agent. And they'll want you to do other things besides comedy, like they'll want you to act or be in commercials. So you got to have an image, you know, some sort of look. Last time I was in LA, I had a casting agent describe my look as post-apocalyptic. Which I hope was just her way of saying I'm ahead of my time. And not that it looks like my DNA has been ravaged by nuclear fallout. That's what I'm hoping for. This is actually, this is a more recent look for me. I shaved my head about a year ago. I used to have really long hair, but then I started getting that horseshoe pattern going. So it's like, you know, I don't want to be that guy. So I shaved my head. I did the right thing. I donated my hair. I donated it to an organization for underprivileged Benjamin Franklin impersonators. It's a charity called Poor Richard's Follicles. They do good work with these. Thank you. I got a thumbs up for that one. Not much laughter, just thumbs up. Yeah. So if I was performing in a Roman Coliseum, doing a good job here. Yeah, good. That's all I need. Because as long as I get this, I can move on to my next joke. You know? I get that, oh, I'm fucked. You know? Right. So luckily that's not the case. I've been growing this beard now for like 3 years, and my parents hate it. My wife hates it. You know who loves it though? The total strangers. Total strangers and bumblebees for some reason. Because more than one occasion, bumblebee caught my beard. And the interesting thing I learned, easiest way to end a conversation with a pretty girl, have a bee land in your beard, and then try to get it out by drooling on it. That was the best idea I had. I mean, you can't just go grasping blindly. You got fucking bees in your face. You gotta take care of that. So I took care of that. I was walking down the street recently, minding my own business, looking like I do, and this car drives by. A guy shouts out his window, "Hey! Fashion police called!" And they really question the necessity of their organization, especially in this current economic climate. They're wondering whether taxpayer dollars would be more functional going towards education or alternative energy. At least that's what I think he said. He was driving by pretty fast. He might have just called me a faggot. So that was a possibility. I was at the gay pride parade over the summer. I was protesting. Before we get all up in arms, let me just say I believe homosexuals deserve the same rights as everyone else. I was there protesting because I am extremely anti-parade. I don't think parades should be able to get married. It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Macy's. And I definitely don't think parades should be able to serve in the military. You gotta be able to trust everyone in your unit. I can't think of anything worse than you being in a trench stuck behind enemy lines. The guy next to you is an entire fucking parade. That's just a distraction. The guy's gonna get you shot. They say, never bring a knife to a gunfight. True. Oh, very true. But I one time brought a knife to a pie fight. With that knife, I was able to cut everyone a slice, because of which no violence ensued. We all learned a lesson about sharing. So we're going to learn some things up here today. I just quit my job at the water cooler store. Too much gossip. At the water cooler store. I saw the girl with the dragon tattoo recently. I didn't see it at the theater. I got one of those bootleg copies. And quality not what I had hoped. It started out fine with the opening credits. But then the next scene, which was the guy who was in the theater videotaping going to use the men's room, followed by him getting kicked out of the theater, which all culminated to the climactic scene of me buying the video. So, very poor quality. I don't recommend it. Oh, holy shit. Holy shit. I love this place. Oh, I never want to leave. Alright. I saw Wayne Knight at a Starbucks recently. You know Wayne Knight. He played Newman on Seinfeld, and I kind of got a little starstruck. I had to stop myself from like going up to him and being like, "Hello, Newman." Like, oh no, I don't wanna be one of those people. Because number one, it's lame. Number two, I'm sure he hears it all the fucking time. and he's sick of it. But I still wanted to approach him, kind of like in a a wink, wink, hey, I know who you are sort of way. So instead, I spit poison in his face. And he fell on the floor, started twitching. So I think we had a moment there. Me and Wayne Knight. We have any Hoarders fans? Not fans of the activity, but the TV show. Any people watch Hoarders in here? I would like to be on the show Hoarders. Just so when they come in, they bring their camera crew into my apartment, look around to see my entire apartment is full of mountains of season 1 Hoarders DVDs. So the whole episode is them having to throw away their own show. And I'm totally fine with it. Yeah, get that out of here. I don't know what I was thinking. What else did you find? A dead cat covered in human feces? No, that I need. Just put that with the rest. But get that garbage out of here. What are you doing here? It's ridiculous. I like movies. I like animal movies. I'm a big fan of animal movies. I think they should do another Beethoven movie. Except instead of it being about a family who finds a Saint Bernard on their doorstep, it's about a family who finds the human centipede on their doorstep. And it's all about the wacky hijinks that ensue. The human centipede gets out, tromps through a fancy dinner party, knocks a fat lady into a cake. Leash this mongrel, Charles Grodin! Charles Grodin would reprise his award-winning role, obviously. And it wouldn't be called Beethoven, it'd be called The Three Tenors. If you want to keep that the trifecta going. I'm a big fan of superhero movies as well. It's been big this year. I think the worst superhero though has it's probably got to be Daredevil. I don't know. Story behind Daredevil is he's a blind guy. His superpower is that he can see. I can see. Maybe I'm a blind superhero. And they made a movie about him. It was called Ray. No superpowers with this guy. However, I was born with 2 left testicles. I can tell because they both have equally terrible penmanship. No matter which one, it's like, oh, this is illegible. I don't know. It must be 2 left testicles. That's the only reason I can see for this to be the case. I accidentally grabbed someone else's day planner the other day, thinking it was mine, and I didn't realize it until I was driving in my car, and I looked in the rear view in the back seat, and I'm just like, who are these kids I just picked up from soccer practice? No time to worry about that now. I got a pap smear in 20 minutes. I'll go that way. There's where my OBGYN is. In that direction, according to this day planner. Is this one of yours? Someone here own this? No?
For sale.
Oh, is it? It's like, time to come into work, put on my work clothes, take off my kimono. Because that's what that is, right? I know nothing about anything. I got one of those hybrid vehicles, a mule. I'm into the classics. I was on my way here, and I got a little lost coming here. Everything was going fine. I was following my GPS. until I came to a spork in the road. A slight dip, and then 3 pads. But they all led to coleslaw, so that was cool. Everything worked out fine. You don't realize how dangerous driving is until you almost get into that horrible collision. I was driving a while ago on the expressway. There was a semi-truck in front of me. All of a sudden, it hits a pothole, and its cargo just starts spilling out into the road in front of me. But luckily, it was hauling orange cones. So I was easily able to maneuver my way around that. So not only did I make it to my destination safely, also aced my driver's test. He was sitting right next to me, like, good job on that. We threw that at you. Check plus. That's how they create driver's tests, right? I had a personal pan pizza recently. A waitress asked me what I wanted on it. I'm like,
none of your damn business! That is between me and the dough!
So I didn't have pizza that day. You can't order any kind of food like that. I found out, which is fine. I'm trying to eat a little healthier. You know, I've been taking vitamins. You know, and one thing I do is before I take my vitamin, I'll always wash it first. I always wash my vitamins because my thinking is any kind of bacteria growing on a multivitamin have got to be super healthy themselves. You do not want those inside you. Only thing worse than a mutated strain of E. coli is a mutated strain of E. coli that's had its daily recommended dose of riboflavin. Fuck you up. We got some riboflavin fans out there. That's my demographic. We call them the ribo flavor savers. I heard this commercial on the radio one time. It was a Gatorade commercial, and it starts out with, "Doctors recommend keeping your body hydrated," which is news to me because my doctor recommends dying of thirst. Probably because all my copay checks bounce. And I slept with his wife. And he's actually a turkey vulture. A turkey vulture with a hot-ass wife. You know what I'm saying? Usually that's not the case. Usually it's the males with all the plumage, but not this one. Hot bird. Hot bird. What else is going on? Trix Rabbit still ain't getting any cereal. Well, what's it been, like 40 years? Move on. Have a muffin. They got him here, Pop. I think they should have the finale commercial though, where the kids they finally they feel sorry for the rabbit. They give him his tricks. He's all happy, and he takes one bite and pukes it up. Silly rabbit! Rabbits can't digest glucose. Tricks are for kids. We have pancreases. Would you think we were just being assholes all that time? And the rabbit's all sad and depressed because his entire life was just shattered before his eyes. He walks off screen and you hear a gunshot. And the song Jeremy plays. At home, drawing pictures. My name is Mike Wiley. I used to spell my last name phonetically, but then I would do shows and the MC would totally mispronounce it. Introduce me like, "Ladies and gentlemen, Mike phonetically." No, that is way off. The phonetically is silent. Oh. English language complicated. Chinese language is weird. Chinese language, thousands of characters, thousands of letters. Their computer keyboards must be huge. It's just like, oh man, I made a mistake. Backspace is all the way downstairs. Shuttle bus to the escape key doesn't leave for another hour. I guess I'll just text message Bill. Honey, have you seen my absurdly large cell phone? Big cell phones is what I'm saying. I went to a tattoo shop recently, and I was just hanging out there. I wasn't planning on getting anything. Tattoos can make people look scary, though, depending on what you get, where you get it. I want to get some of those prison tally marks on my neck, and then when people ask me about them, I'll just be like, "These represent the number of stray kittens I found good homes for." That might be kind of fun. Or I like to get a neck tattoo that just says, "Resume available upon request." Because it is. It's a tough economy. Anything helps. Actually, one thing I would like to do, I don't know how I'd be able to set this up, but I just like to go up to a tattoo artist and be like, can I get this tattooed to my back, and just hand him his 8th grade graduation picture. Can I get this tattooed to my back, son? That'd be fun. I just want to have fun. So, I just got my eyebrows pierced. Except I only wear them to bed because I'll hang little dream catchers from them. Stop those nightmares before they get to your eyeballs. That's what my great-great-grandpa always used to say. He was a Cherokee optometrist. So he knew what he was talking about. He was a professional. If I was an optometrist, I would purposely print up blurry business cards. If you ever think you need glasses, give me a call. That's a visual joke. It's about eyes. Visual joke. Yeah. Oh boy. I don't know who coined the phrase, "There's more than one way to skin a cat." But I sure hope they have his picture hanging up at the animal shelter. Do not adopt anything to this man. He will torture the animal to death and then write inspirational quotes about doing so. So be careful. I was walking by a pet shop recently. There was a sign in the window that said, "Adopt a homeless turtle." I walked in, it was just lizards. Who are you trying to fool? Oh, obviously fooled all these guys because you have no idea what the fuck's going on. You guys come home with a bunch of lizards. Good business model. That's all I'm saying. How bored was Webster when he wrote the dictionary? You gotta be pretty, I got nothing to do, Like, I got an idea. I gotta write a book. Here's what I'll do. I'll write out all the words, and then explain them in tremendous detail, and alphabetize them. That sounds like a good read. And he alphabetize them at a time before any kind of programs that'll help him, figure out what goes where. So, what if you forgot a word, like an important word, like towards the beginning or something? He's all finishing up there. Honey, I just finished my book. What's it called? I call it the dictionary. What's a dictionary? Fuck! I knew I should have just wrote that sitcom about the little black orphan boy being adopted by the rich white family. Had my name written all over it. Papadopoulos. I had a good lunch today. I went to Popeyes. Woo! Thank you. Popeyes fan. And check this out. It gets better. You didn't think it good, but here we go. Not only Crazy. Not only did the cashier give me double the food I ordered, but I paid with a 20. Cashier gives me change for a 50. So yeah. This will be my last show. I'm quitting comedy to pursue the more lucrative career, eating at Popeyes. Gotta get the same cashier though, so her schedule's mine. Except for next Tuesday. I'm trying to get her with Justin because I got this thing I gotta do. You ever wait so long going to the grocery store that you wind up eating that last thing in your fridge, you know? It's like you realize when you do that, fuck, I waited too long. I did that the other day when for lunch I wound up having a refrigerator light bulb sandwich. So I'm gonna have to go to the store before heading home tonight, or I'm just gonna be heating up leftovers of ice cube tray Parmesan. Was my problem. I got a habit when I invite people over my apartment. I got a habit. I'll automatically start bragging about how I got my entire apartment carpeted for under $100, and right away people get all condescending. They're just like, Mike, those are just 2 carpet samples you have Velcroed to your feet. And I'm like, no, it's 4. You 2 are going to have to share. Now let's walk through my carpeted shower. Check this out. Who has it? The weather's been crazy, shifting around. I pulled an old winter jacket out of the closet that I hadn't worn in a while, and I found an old tab of acid in the pocket. You know, had that in there for a little over a year, and I come to find out that acid loses its potency after a while. Because I took it, and for 3 hours I just thought it was Wednesday. That's all the effect. I'm jealous of my brother's washboard abs, you know. But he's jealous of my Ouija board abs. You know, it's like the other day he's all bragging, you know, like I just did 12 sets of crunches. I'm like, oh yeah, well Grandma says hi. You know, that's how grandparents are, you know. See him, oh, you're getting so big. Grandma still thinks I'm growing. This is a different grandma, now my tummy goes. Every time I see like my grandpa, he'll always say the same thing. Like, I remember when you was knee high to a June bug. Of course, that was the summer of the giant mutant June bug epidemic. Strange man, had a lot of weird things. A hammer is just a screwdriver with a mullet. How you would use that in a sentence? Me and my grandpa, we have one of those relationships where we'll play practical jokes on each other. I remember there was one time sitting in his living room, we're watching TV, and he's got this big bowl of peanuts on his coffee table, and he knows I loves me some peanuts, so I'm snacking away. And all of a sudden he just looks over at me. He's like, hey Mike, you want to watch a video I just rented? And he presses play, and it's a video of him sucking the chocolate off of peanut M&Ms and spitting the peanuts in the bowl I'm eating off. You know, he got me. You know. Practical joke backfired though when I reminded Grandpa that he's a diabetic. Oh, poor fictional Grandpa. Bartender cut my grandpa off the other day. Say what you will, I don't think oxygen bars should have that power. He's gonna have to see it. So being the wonderful grandson I am, I was concerned. I grabbed his oxygen tank. I loaded him up into my H2 Hummer. That's what I was driving. Loaded the tank into the H2, but I never made it because I guess the tank leaked, and my H2 turned to hydrogen peroxide. That's a little molecular structure humor for you. Yeah, I went there. Yeah. I'll do it again. I bet helium balloons aren't nearly as fun in outer space. Everything's floating, who cares? Handles! Handles is what's popular up there. You got a little space boy having a little space boy birthday party. All right, Billy, hold on to your birthday handles and make a wish. I wish we had an atmosphere. Actually, it sounded more like... Actually, it didn't sound like anything because the extreme vacuum of space caused Billy to implode on himself. Very sad. I'm one of those, fuck all those others. You keep clapping. Fuck everyone else. You know what's going on up here. Thank you. Thank you, other comedian. I'm a conspiracy theorist. So I'll put that out there. I'm one of those people who believes the moon landing was staged in a studio in Arizona. However, I also believe the Kennedy assassination was staged in a crater on the moon. Because when your gravitational pull is 1/6 that of Earth, that bullet doesn't seem so magic now, does it? Oh. Yeah. Take that home to your reality. Oh, neat. Any sports fans in the audience?
Yeah.
Any sports fans? All right, there we go. All right. Here's some relatable material. We're talking about ridiculous stuff. All right, you guys, sports fans. All right, you're gonna be able to relate to this. So I'm playing Magic the Gathering the other day, right? Yeah. So it's the beginning of my upkeep. I'm down to like 3 life. So I pull the first card from my library, a Desolation Giant. I tap the 2 red mana and 2 colorless mana so I can put him down. Now, he may just look like a 3/3 creature, but a kicker cost, I tap 2 white mana, destroying all opponents' permanents. And my friend, he tries to tap his Visara to destroy target creature, but what he doesn't realize is, I have a Coalition Honor Guard in play, which takes any spell or ability and transfers it to a target flag bearer. So I think we learned a little something there. I'm a 31-year-old virgin. There we go. That should have been joke number 1. My dad was supposed to be here tonight, but he's still on his way to my 4th grade Little League game. Baby steps. So that's cool. I remember growing up. He used to always read me fairy tales before going to bed. Apparently, they wrote a lot of fairy tales about my mom being a bitch. Very untrue. I remember one of my mom's favorite things to say was growing up was that's why we can't have nice things. You know. I'd be like throwing stuff around, messing around. That's why we can't have nice things. Not because I was destructive, but because we were communists. Now, that's why we can't have nice things. Equal distribution of wealth. There's a problem here. Holidays were always big in my parents' house. Christmas, like Halloween, they go all out. Like every year, our house would look scarier and scarier. Except the one year, my sister was in charge of decorating. That year, the house just looked like a slut. 2 claps on that one. Fuck yeah. I visited my dad recently, and he's getting older. His vision is not what it used to be. Everything he reads now, he's got to squint and hold out really far in front of him. And I kind of felt sorry for him. I'm like, Dad, you don't have to do that anymore. There are surgeries you can have now that'll help you read better. I probably should have been a little more specific, because instead of getting LASIX, he came home from the hospital with longer arms.
Oh, yeah! Good idea. I'm glad I thought of it.
You do that a lot better, too. Longer arms of his. My dad. I remember growing up, he used to have a big stack of Playboys in his closet, and he always said that he read them for the articles, which I never believed, until recently he asked me if I wanted to borrow one, because he said, he's like, hey, there's a really good article on Chris Farley, so you probably like that. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll take a look at it. So I'm flipping through it, and in the article, they interview Chris Farley's priest, and his priest quotes the Bible, which my dad had highlighted, which proves not only does my dad read Playboy for the articles, but he also reads it for the scripture. Anyone can find Jesus in the Bible. My dad fumbles through titties. Salvation. High school, I was pretty cool. I sat at the cool table. Unfortunately, I was the only one. I was lonely at the top. Nothing to do but make fun of all the nerds in their football jerseys making out with cheerleaders. Gross. I remember kids, best friends. They do the whole Blood Brothers thing, where they'd prick their fingers and they rub them together. It's like, yeah, we're best friends. We're blood brothers. I never had a blood brother, but I did one time put a scab in a kid's pudding. I am no longer allowed to substitute teach at that grammar school. All right, guys, I'm going to get on that. Have a great night. Now for your host, Marcos.
Keep it going for Mike Wadley! Over keep it going for Dallas! Jason Hillman! Scott Galvin! Kevin Spillane! Greg Romanowski! And William Moe, even though he didn't perform, but just at least. And also, I do want to remind you, definitely please don't be shy with the tits. The comics got families too, Yeah, that's supposed to be happy. And also, I got a book of poetry for sale if anyone cares. It's only $10. And don't forget all the events we got coming up. Second Friday of every month is the spoken word poetry workshop. Fourth Friday of every month is the comedy show, like tonight, or actually the last Friday, whatever the case may be. If there's a month that has 5 Fridays or more, then it might be there. I don't know, my calendar thing. But also don't forget the Valentine's Day event, where you can win the case, and don't forget the Chocoholic Frolic.
And don't forget the comedian sign poster.
Oh yes! Oh, that's what I was like, what does this marker represent? What does it symbolize? Yes, and comedians, stick around and sign the poster, please. And drive home safely. Don't forget to tip your baristas as well. Thank you for coming out, supporting local business, supporting underground comedy.